as well. So, but no matter if you're an athlete or not, like Bill Bowerman says, if you have a body, you are an athlete. So I think that's so important, because no matter who you are, we all want to perform at our optimal potential. Whether you're just trying to cross a finish line or get to the grocery spot, you just want to get there first. So being first is key, not only with the products or this business. So this Tuesday, as well as tomorrow at noon Eastern time, both Karen and I are hosting these Nerve 2 athlete webinars, and we're super grateful to have some incredible athletes in our lives and in this business. So our first one here down on the far right, in the middle, is Simon Kessler, who owns Gourmet Cycling and Travel. So Simon, love to introduce you, 15-time national champion from South Africa, owns Gourmet Cycling and Travel, and also Simon Says Cycling. So guys, whatever Simon says you do, so whip out your pens and paper. He's going to share not only his story, but what he's found in this business, and from a product standpoint as well. You guys heard a little bit about my story, and we're going to jump right into feeling better, looking better, and living better through Nerve 2 activation. So, Simon, are you on the line?
I am. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. And looking at those photos that you took from me there, it's funny because I think Gary Stern is the one who took those, and you know, that's the kind of business that this is. You do it with your dear friends. Gary's, you know, the top leader in my organization. I know he's your personal enroller. And it's pretty fun how, you know, this business, you get to share your life with some amazing people as you build this business. But a little bit story again about how I got involved. About 5 years ago, Brandon Cunningham, who some of you know, he's a Master Pro 10, highest level with our company. He's also a cyclist. And he came to a coaching clinic that I was teaching, and he piqued my interest on Protandim. He didn't say anything about the business, but he did pique my interest about how this could help with my recovery. At the time, I'm a cycling coach. I'm thinking, I'm always looking for something that's going to help my athletes, but I always want to try it first. I want to see if I believe in it. So he actually gave me 2 bottles to try. And he did, at the time, he didn't say anything about a business, but he did show me some of the studies. He showed me some articles from Triathlete magazine talking about free radical damage. He really piqued my interest of what this could do. Remember, he tailored the message to me, what I was interested in. So I took the product, and I remember about 2-3 weeks in, this is Protandim we're talking about, I remember sleeping deeper, feeling more rested. And about 5 or 6 weeks in, I was taking 2 at the time, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening of Protandim, training very hard, 5 days in a row. And I remember every day, like the 3rd day, I felt a little better than the 2nd day. The 4th day, I felt a little better than the 3rd day. And by the 5th day, I was like, you know, normally I feel a lot more fatigued when I train this hard, and this is not normal. And I went out and I tested my power. In cycling, we have something called a power meter we put on our bike, and it tells you your average power output that you're producing to the pedals. And the standard test is between, say, 15 to 20 minutes. So I did that. And the thing was, I thought I would probably stop within a minute or 2 because I was thinking surely my legs must be super fatigued from all the training that I've done. But no, they weren't. They felt amazing, and I pushed through, and I broke my current record at the time. The significance really was, though, that I did it with all that hard training in my legs. So I knew this product had really helped me with my recovery from hard training. And then at the time, I was involved with one of the best triathletes in the world, Dirk Bockel. And he, you know, I got him on the product. And I remember him telling me after winning the half Ironman of Louisiana, he said, you know, that night he was walking around. He didn't feel as sore as he normally does. He was like, you know, this is just not normal for me. And he went on to have his best 4 years of his racing career with Protandim, and primarily because it helped him stay healthy. It helped him recover better. You know, this is an indirect performance booster, right? Because this isn't a product for necessarily sport, but as an athlete, we produce a lot more oxidative stress or free radical damage than the average person because we push ourselves more. And this product reduces that stress by 40%, which is unheard of. So it makes sense that an athlete would have really great benefit from this. So once I had those results, I started telling people like Gary Stern. And Gary Stern, he saw the studies. He's a pharmaceutical rep, one of the top reps in the country at that time with his company. He saw the science, top cyclist as well, 5-time state champion. I coached him. I piqued his interest on Protandim. He started taking it. He also had great results with his recovery. And from there, really started to build my belief around what this product could do. Now, since then, I've been on the product 5 years, and I'm still a huge believer, and I'll never stop taking Protandim. It really is something amazing, because as an athlete, we do put our body through a lot more than the average person. And sometimes it really isn't healthy for you, as how hard we push ourselves. I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more about that from Nick. So just let me fast forward a little bit and talk a bit about how this whole journey has evolved for me. So starting out just purely about a product that I had no idea that there really was a business side. And then when I did get involved, I thought it was going to be something where I'd earn $20, $30 a month on a product I believed in with my clients, but had no interest in telling people about a business opportunity. But what happened was, once I started to open my mind to the other piece of partnering with a publicly traded company, then I started to gain more confidence in actually sharing not only the product benefits, but also the opportunity to have your own little mini franchise and have exclusive rights to distribute this product. Now, if I hadn't kept an open mind 5 years ago, I would be in trouble today, because last year we had our record year with Gourmet Cycling Travel, my bike tour business, right? Well, we all know what happened in France and in Belgium the last few months, right? Terrorist attacks in Belgium and France, horrible, right? So guess what? A lot of people don't want to travel anymore. They don't want to go to France. They don't want to go to Europe. They're scared. So after having a record year last year, this year is turning out to be an incredibly bad year. Very bad. In fact, I hope we even make money. I don't think we will. But here's the thing. If I hadn't kept an open mind 5 years ago, if I hadn't started telling people about this, if I hadn't started building this residual income with this company all the way to a Pro 7 level where my business does over $1 million in sales a year, if I hadn't done this on the side while I still did my regular businesses, I would be in really trouble today. I have a little baby on the way in a month or two. And I would be very, very stressed right now. But because of LifeVantage, because of residual income, because of these amazing products, I don't have to stress like I would normally have to stress about this situation. So those of you on the line, if you really wrap your mind around the power of this product, the fact that it's patented, the fact that we have 18 peer-reviewed studies, we have top physicians behind this because of the level of research that we have. And if you wrap your mind around how everybody ultimately will need this product once they understand what it does, and you have exclusive rights to distribute it, then it really is a no-brainer. So from being just purely product oriented in the beginning, now it's really about the big picture, about sharing the opportunity as well to partner with this company. So Jessica, I don't know if you want me to address anything else, but I mean, we also have, one other product that I love. I'll just share quickly and then I'll hand it over to you. But we do have another product called Axio, which is a brain performance product that you can see it on the screen. And this is also nerve to activator. In fact, I heard that in testing in the company that the New Zealand pine bark was one of the most powerful nerve to activators that they tested. And this is a product really for brain performance. I take at least 2 or 3 of these a day. And what I love is that it's not like an energy drink where you have that crash, you have a lot of sugar and caffeine and chemicals, and it gives you a lot of energy, but then you start to feel wired and agitated, and you just don't feel good. With Axio, you mix it in water. There's no artificial coloring or sweeteners, non-GMO. It has a bunch of herbs in there that really help your mental focus and clarity. And when you take it, you feel super focused and energized for your workout or for your day. And then, there's no crash. You just feel good or normal again. You don't feel any different. And that's what I love about it. So this is another product I'm super passionate about. And as an athlete, this is an incredible product to get the most out of your workouts, to take this before training or even in training when you need that extra boost. So with that, Jessica, I'll turn that back over to you, but I appreciate you having me on this webinar and also everybody who's tuning in.
Pleasure's all ours, Simon. I could listen to your story day in and day out. Powerful, not only from a product standpoint in your recovery and your performance, but also from a business standpoint. I love the quote, "Fix the roof while the sun's still shining," and you have embodied that and are helping teach other people. So thanks so much for being on, Simon, national cycling champion from South Africa. Without further ado, our next featured guest is none other than the U.S. Olympic Games snowboarder. And in this picture here with Nick Baumgartner, I'm going to go back here to our first slide so you can get a feel for who this gentleman is, because not only is he a U.S. Olympic snowboarder, but he is an X Games gold and silver medalist. So an absolute rock star when it comes to athletics. Here's Nick at the bottom here. He also participated, some of you may not know, in pro motorsports. So from a dirt perspective, stadium, super truck series, and he can tell you a little bit more about that. But Nick, I've had the pleasure of meeting out in Salt Lake City. He's up north now and travels around the world. As you can imagine, being a professional athlete, his schedule is quite intense. So he's risen to some of the top ranks in our company as well, and is just an amazing athlete individual and continuing to rock it with our company. So Nick, unmute your line and the floor is yours. Excited to hear your story and your passion for this company and the products.
Hello. Thank you very much, Jessica. Super excited to be. Am I coming up on there?
You're on. Yep, you're on.
All right. So you guys, super excited to be here and kind of share my story with you guys. So I'm 34 years old. I'm an elite snowboarder. I've been a member of the U.S. snowboard team for the past 10, 11 years now. And competing is basically, it's been my life. And I know I kind of shared a little bit, but I'll go over it again for the people that weren't here. As I got into this sport and started to have my success, immediately the U.S. snowboard team really focuses on my transition out of sport to get me prepared for what I'm going to do outside of sport. And for me, this was a hard thing to grasp because all I had been doing is competing my whole life. And so they would ask me what my transition was going to be. And then I started truck racing. I started doing the truck racing. That was my transition. My transition was going to be do another sport. But now as I'm getting older, I need to start preparing for this future and what I'm going to do. So let me actually backpedal a little bit, go on a little of my highlights. I've been fortunate enough to represent the United States of America in the last 2 Olympics. Like Jessica said, I have an X Games gold and X Games silver medal. I have multiple bronze medals at the World Championships. And I've had a super exciting career. I've gotten to do so much. My snowboard has taken me to 20 countries around the world. And I've been all over. I've competed, and I've gotten to do some pretty cool things. But I've completely ignored the idea of what I was going to do afterwards. And that kind of did scare me for a while. But, okay, so I'm getting all over the place, but that's kind of how I am. I do have a lot of energy. But so a couple years ago, in 2014, I started to see, I've had tons of success. I've been the #1 most consistent snowboarder on my team since the day I got on this team. And in 2014, I started to see a different part of my career. As I started to get older, I started to see my results plateau. And for the people that have followed my career, it was pretty easy to see. 2014, I didn't have the results that I wanted. When I was out training in Park City, Utah, a sponsor of mine, a helmet camera company, came to me and said, listen, we need you to come and talk to this woman, Karen Walterson, a Pro 7 out of Park City, Utah. They said, you need to come and speak with this woman, and she has something for you that's going to help you with your recovery and help you perform like you used to. And I'm like, yeah, sure you are. Okay. But out of respect, I went there. And I sat down and I talked to her. And as a professional athlete, you guys, I've been approached by every company you could imagine in the health and wellness and the network marketing industry. They come to me, they've showed me everything. What Karen did was something that no one else did, and I'm a big data person. She came with data. She came with science, and she came with proof. Every time up until this point, I had people that would come to me and they would give me some opinions, but no one could give me proof. And what started off in my career, I had an unorthodox way of getting into this sport, and I kind of happened into it. And what I did at the beginning was I looked at the best athletes in my sport, and I looked at the guys that were winning. And I found the guys that were winning, and I said, okay, what are they using? I need to find out what's working. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I want to know what's working. So I looked at whether it be their boots. I looked at their boots. I said, what is the top rider wearing? Guy who just won the Olympics. He's wearing these boots. I bought those boots. What's this person doing? He's riding that board. I'm using that. The data was there. The proof was there. I only have so much time in my career, and I want to be as successful as possible. So I needed to do what I knew worked. And now I finally had someone come to me with proof, data, and science. And I didn't jump right on it, you guys. What I did was I was super nervous because as an Olympic athlete, I'm held to a different standard. There's drug screening. I have to notify people of where I'm going to be. I have to be accountable for 1 hour of every day where someone can come and drug test me. And I have an 11-year-old son, and it's very important for me to show him. If I took a product and had a false positive or something go wrong, and my son went to school and someone said, your dad's cheating this, that's unacceptable for me. So what I've done my whole career is not supplement. And as I get older, I knew that there had to be something that I could use. And now I have the proof and the data of something that will work, but I'm afraid to take it. So I asked Karen, I said, all right, Karen, we need to go through some stuff. I had her go to the extent of bringing me to the corporate office, speaking with, I can't remember what his job title was, but the quality control officer. So he could explain to me what they do, where they get the product, how they house the product, how they manufacture the products, and how much they test the products. And let me tell you, you guys, I have never in my life seen a company to go to so many lengths to make sure the integrity of their product is there. And they have the two very high athlete certifications. They're NSF, certified for sport, and band control substance group safe. So when I found out all this information, I then took the plunge. And this was last season. At the end of last season, I started taking the product. And to give you guys kind of an idea and something that you can use to read and to judge my performances. Last year, I went to every World Cup race. I went to every single one, and I ended the season ranked 26th in the world. My worst world ranking ever. And I told you in the last 2 years, I kind of plateaued. And in 2014, when I realized that, the only thing that I knew to do was if you're not getting the results you want, you need to work harder. So I started running more, biking more, spending more time in the gym, doing more than I had ever done, expecting these big results to come last season. It blew me away when I found out that the exact opposite happened. This is the first time that I did that. I put all this work in, and now I'm getting worse results and worse results. And then I start to figure out, you know what? I have to train so much harder as an aging athlete to keep up with the young guns in my sport that my body couldn't keep up between the workouts, between the travel schedule and all that. I couldn't keep up, and I was going the wrong way. So last year I went to every World Cup race, and I was ranked 26th in the world. I started taking this product at the end of last season. I did nothing different because I was told this was going to help with my recovery and this was going to help with my performance. Do nothing different. Take this product and still bust your butt. So I did that. I worked so hard this winter or this past summer. I came into this season, and you guys, I skipped 2 races this year. One of them I skipped to go learn more about this product and this technology because I realized what it was doing for me, and I wanted to learn more about it. But I skipped 2 races, and this year I ended the season ranked 6th in the world at 34 years old. And I'm going to tell you guys, as an athlete, an aging athlete that wants to continue to do this for a long time, it was tough for me to hear people when they would ask me, how long are you going to do this, Nick? You're probably going to retire now, aren't you, after those 2 plateaued years? And I said, no, I want to go for 2 more Olympics. And they're like, come on, you need to be realistic. You need to be realistic. Well, now after they've seen these results, and I tell them now, I'm going to go to 2 more Olympics. You're going to see me represent the United States and South Korea and hopefully in China. And they believe me now because the results are back. You guys, I'm 34 years old, standing on the podium with 20 and 22-year-old kids. I'm not only standing on the podium, but I'm winning the whole shots and beating them in most of the races. So I'm back to how I was performing. And you guys, I am a full 100% believer that it is Nerve2 activation that has got me there, and it is Protandim and Axio that have done it for me. Protandim gets me with my recovery, and Axio helps me recover through my jet lag and all my schedule, keeps me even keel and going all the time. And you guys, with that mental focus and mental clarity, sometimes missing that podium, sometimes 15th and 10th compared to 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, all it is right here. It has nothing to do with anything else but being in the game. And I've been so fortunate to find this and to be able to use this to better my career while I'm still in it. I've talked to a lot of athletes that found this after their careers, and I just wish they would have found it like I did before the end of my career. It has turned my career around, and I can't be more excited. And when I told you guys that I was always ignoring the conversation of my transition out of sport. Well, now as I do get closer to the end of my career, I do have an ending point. I want to go to 2022, but I didn't know what I was going to do at that point. And I didn't want to finish my career of following my dream. Everyone's been watching me and been so excited for me. I've been able to chase my dream. When I'm done with this, I don't want to go back and start over in the world, in corporate America. Start over, go back to construction like I used to do. I don't want to do that. I want to have something bigger and something better. And that's what LifeVantage has provided for me. It allows me to find people that want to think like me, that want to say, why not me? Why can't we do this? That want to go out there and help better people's lives. You guys, the best part of being an athlete and doing what I'm doing is using my story to help others better their lives. And now I've found a way to help better people's lives and to get paid to do it. So this gives me an opportunity to continue to help others and do what I love to do and do it with amazing people. And I couldn't be more excited about my future. I'm up here in Michigan and we're building an unbelievable team. And you're going to hear a lot about us and my team. And you guys, unbelievable, super excited. Jessica, thank you so much for having me on here. You guys are unbelievable. Simon, great to hear about that. And you guys, you heard him talk about his child. I got an 11-year-old boy, and he's the reason I've done everything that I do. He's the reason I'm going to do everything. He's the reason I said yes to this business, and he's the reason I will be one of the most successful people in this company. So with that, you guys, thank you. Nick Baumgartner from Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Woo!